to another episode of Demystifying Gay Porn. My name is IK Grande, and if you watch gay porn, I've definitely helped to get off. And today, Seth Knight,
hello,
who is an international porn star, content creator, what else? Model, right?
Whore, escort,
photography. How have you been? It's been a crazy fucking year since the last time I saw you.
I've been really good. Everything's been good. I guess this whole past year and a half during COVID and stuff, I've just kind of like being able to stay home and be lazy and reflect and work on what I want to work on and fix in my life and stuff like that. So it's kind of been chill, unlike for some people, I guess.
You share a home with your two husbands.
Yeah,
right?
two. I've added one on.
Okay. What was that like, quarantining in your apartment with the two men that you love?
So it's so funny because I've been with Chris Knight for almost 5 years now, which is insane to say. That's probably the longest relationship I've had. When it came to meeting Elio Knight, this was happening literally right before COVID, like to a T. Like it was that December before that March, and we and him were chatting, and him and Chris were chatting, which is funny because he hit up Chris first, and I just told Chris to ignore him, and then I went back a week later and messaged him and said, what's up, and we got involved and all that kind of stuff. So then he decided to fly down on my birthday, which was December 23rd, and we kind of already knew at that point we were going to want to be with him officially. Like, this was a serious deal. Like, he packed all his shit to come down here, got rid of his apartment and stuff like that. So, came down December 23rd, and after that, like, that's where we got to have as much fun as we could, and then COVID hit that March, and then that's where we're stuck for the year and a half together, me, him, and Chris in our apartment for a year and a half. I usually like staying at home anyways, so I'm a very homebody person. That's my life. I could sit there and watch trash TV all day and still go do my job the next day. I don't know how these people say they don't watch TV, but it's like I ignore my husband's when the TV's on. That's living with them for a year and a half has been incredibly like a learning situation because I didn't know what it was going to be like. Because we really met lots of guys where we dated them. They didn't move in with us. They would come stay the night here and there, but it was nothing like this where we're glued in the house every single day for a year and a half. And we've had our ups and downs. There's times where we didn't get along, and we've learned a lot about each other doing that. But the outcome actually has been very beautiful so far, and it's been really good and healthy for us. We kind of figured out all of our issues and problems, which were like hell, but we got through it. So it's been pretty chill and easy so far.
I hear your accent more than ever now.
I do too, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm coming down from marijuana.
Okay, all right. That's another thing. You know,
I started hearing my accent. Maybe I'm nervous. I don't know.
We finally got that legalization. How do you feel about that?
With my husband?
Well, no.
We're going through legal immigration.
Well, I meant marijuana, but if you'd like
Yes, okay. I'm excited about that. I mean, nothing really changes for me. I don't think I'm still going to go buy it into the dispensaries because it's freaking New York, first of all. It's not like how cheap it is going to be everywhere else. New York's very expensive. I'd rather go to the guys that are out front by my door and just buy it for the $25 that it is, you know? It's easier.
But you've tried medicinal marijuana or recreational,
oh, yeah.
right?
Any place I step where it's at least legal, I still go buy it. So anytime in Vegas, I go buy it. But it's just never as much as it is for your money, if that makes sense. Like, it's never a good amount. Like, I could spend $400 here on weed and get such a giant amount, and then it's like I step in the store and I get 4 jars for $400. And
I think that the idea of the fact that you can buy it legally is what's exciting.
And the whole streets smell like marijuana now, like everywhere. I mean, it smells like crappy marijuana still, but
it's ugly.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, what's that shit? And like, at least mine smells better.
So, while you were doing the pandemic, you were shooting for Champ Robinson. You were shooting for yourself.
I did shoot for Champ Robinson, and then I was doing some like camera work for him since a lot of people were closed down and couldn't make it to film that, which was pretty cool experience. I like that. I filmed with like Fraternity X. I did like men.com. Like, people were still shooting, but they were just like doing it in the most professional way that they can, and a little bit later on. So this is why I was like, I understand the people that didn't want to film during this, but for me, this is my career, and I didn't want to be that person that let COVID take control of my life and make me fail. So like, yes, I kind of put myself in that risk and I knew what I was doing, but I'm one of those people that you only live once. If it's my time to go, it's going to be my time to go regardless, whatever I do. And I just kind of was still kind of living my life while trying to keep as safe as possible.
Yeah, but I also think that there was a good collective of models in New York that you were in touch with.
Yes.
That you kind of had,
where we kind of
kept
felt
tabs on each
safe
other.
with each other, that we were able to film with each other. Like, I could tell people that I wouldn't film with, and I'd be like, no, you know, but there's a lot. I know basically every person that films in Manhattan, which can be a blessing or a curse. Yeah. They all hate me at this point, and I don't even know why. I don't talk to any of them.
I saw a tweet that you had the other day.
Oh, my God. I've never been in a career full of children in my life.
Oh.
The biggest 30-year-old adult children, whatever. Like, do you know there's people that I don't even associate with or talk with that just hate me like that? And they'll just message you, I'm going to pass on filming with you. And I'm like...
Oh, okay, that's what the tweet was, yes.
Yeah, that's what the tweet was, where it was like... It just made no sense to me because I don't talk about anyone. I have nothing to say about anyone. I've let all those like baggage go because I just can't live like that. So whether it came to Dolph Dietrich or Jack McEnroe or these people that I've like had problems with, if I saw them in person, I'd be like, hello, how are you? Like, I do not have time to waste my time like that anymore. So when I posted that tweet and stuff, it's just because I was talking to someone, and this guy I've always been kind with, he like was kind of relapsing a lot on Facebook, and he's actually commented on my social media present where I wrote like depressing things. So I thought we were good. We've never filmed. We've never really hung out. But it's just like when I messaged him, I was like, hey, are we still going to film? He's like, I'm going to have to pass with you. And it's just like, okay, who? And I'm getting phone calls. And my husband's getting phone calls of people telling us like, hey, this person's talking shit about you. And it's like, why? Like, we do not talk to you. We do not talk shit about you. We do not care that much about this career for us to go around and spread lies about somebody. Like, and it's my reputation. It's my, like, here's how I feel. Like, I have certain people that I've gotten along with that know deep down who I am, that I keep in my life and I remain close. There is a lot of porn stars, a lot of content creator that I'm not like that with, just because they didn't remain who they were throughout the whole system or process. I tried it. I've never thought my shit didn't stink. I've never thought I was more popular than you. I've never said I started your career. I've never done any of that stuff. So it's like, it just blows my mind what happens and how you see somebody change as they get further in their career in porn. And for me, I felt like I just kind of flatlined to where I just wanted to be that same person. You know what I mean?
I kind of feel like if you were... Because I've had a working relationship with you for a minute, right? I feel like if you were this person that people wouldn't get along with, your career wouldn't have lasted as long as it has.
I think it's a whole jealousy thing. I think it's just a whole, like, maybe they're scared in a way. I can't speak for them, and I can't say that because then it makes me look stupid. But I just don't get it where this is not a brother family. Not anywhere. We're not all brothers. We're not all family, because so many people talk so much shit, and you've got to look this way, and you got to be this person.
A lot of snakes in the garden.
It's just disgusting at this point.
Yeah.
It's not my thing. And although I've loved so many people in the industry, and I'm so lucky to still be in the industry, I just like it's on the back burner to me.
So what do you attribute? Because shelf lives in porn, in gay porn especially, they're pretty limited.
Oh yeah, you have to do. It's like some way you have to stand out to keep going.
Well, one of the Q&A questions that came up yesterday was, what kind of, have you seen any models do like a transformation from twink to muscle to daddy eventually? And the only person that came to mind was you, because I remember, I know we didn't know each other in 2008. But you had started at that time too,
and of course all the photos, all the old videos that still pop up.
Yeah, and you were what, 18?
Yeah, and
So
now I'm 31.
Yeah, and you're doing it, and people still work with you, and I attribute that also to the fact that you hustle. Like you gotta.
I am a huge hustler, and this is probably one of the reasons why I hate porn so much, is because you have to work your ass off. You have, and I still half-ass it. I'm not working as hard as I should be focusing on my OnlyFans, but that's because this isn't what I want to do. This is not where I want to stay for the rest of my life. This isn't me. Unlike some of these people, like, this is my shit I'm doing forever. Like, I'm going to be the biggest director. Like, good for them. Kudos for them. But for me, in the next year or two, I want kids. I want to, and when that happens, because I already have it all lined up, I already have it all figured out. The reason why I'm not having a kid right now this year is because I want to make sure where I live is where I'm building my roots. I'm not going to raise a kid here.
I was going to say, where are you going to go?
It's probably going to be Texas.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What part of Texas?
Austin. Just because my family's in Wichita. My best friend would have our child, and she's on board. Her insurance takes care of it, everything. She wants another kid, and she would rather do it for her best friend. So it's like immediately I could say, let's do this.
Yeah.
But I'm just not there where I'm not living where I want to live. So in the next year or two is what I'm giving myself. And let me tell you, when that happens, you will never hear Seth Knight. It'll be dropped completely off of Twitter, Instagram. I will delete every picture I can find. Like,
so a real retirement.
We're getting there.
A real,
Yeah, because if I have a kid, yes.
Yeah.
Immediately. Even though I can't hide it all. But I'd rather them not know when they're younger. And by the time they're older, it's going to be completely faded almost.
So what do you see, what would you see yourself doing? Jesus Christ, New York City, man. You can't get away from this shit.
Never gets old.
I feel like every time I've done an interview in New York, you always have the good old NYPD in the background.
Yeah.
But whatever, this is what you get. Sorry.
Yeah, tell that kid to close his legs in the bedroom because he's making a lot of noise. It's after I fucked him.
So you just did a scene. Champ has been gracious enough to let me come in and use the space so that we can talk. It's been a minute. You've worked with a couple studios. Like I said, I just saw you in Fraternity X.
Yes.
Holding a camera, which I didn't expect to see you in.
It's funny because I usually actually do not hold the camera in those scenes because what happens is they switch us out. So it's an A and B role. They switch everybody out to where you are holding the camera some and you are the one fucking, but you're also holding the camera while fucking, and I'm like doing this.
Yeah.
This time I did do a lot more of the camera work. I kind of took a step back, but I didn't mind that. I kind of liked it. It was kind of a break, and it's a bunch of kids you're filming with for that anyways.
Yeah, so, okay,
I'm
hold fascinated by Fraternity
I don't know
X.
why they booked me, because I'm far from fraternity.
Well, you got a look.
I have that look, but it just doesn't look like those rugged, just got out of rehab kind of guys. I look clean cut. I am not in this fraternity.
Okay.
I do not drink beer. It doesn't look like that when I'm in it. That's why it's hard for him to book me sometimes. But
well, you wear a hat, I think, or you
cover because it just does not look like a messy fraternity boy.
But they obviously like working with you.
Yes, I'm very good at what I do. It's so funny because I get a lot of fans that find me from that.
Yeah, I'm
and I think that's why they still use me, but let me tell you, it's probably one of my favorite companies to work with.
Yeah, you've worked with them before. I've seen them before. I know their shtick. Their whole thing is they get a whole bunch of guys, they shoot over time.
You're in a mansion in Vegas.
They definitely fake a couple of cum shots. I know they do. Well, they absolutely do.
There's a real cum shot for part A, and then part B is the fake one because they can't come for both.
Yes, because they're shooting.
They're getting 2 films out one day.
Okay. Which makes sense. I've seen it happen.
Yeah.
I've seen the holes. I've seen all of it
at
this
doing.
point. Yeah, good for them.
Yeah.
But where did they get these guys? Because they all look like they're between 18 and 24.
Which they are.
They just graduated college.
No.
Okay. Okay. They just got out of jail. No, I'm kidding.
I gotta keep my mouth shut.
You know what? No, we don't have to go
okay.
there.
So most of these guys that they pick are just, I guess, guys. Because it's funny because there are a lot of straight ones.
Really?
And there are ones that they literally act like fraternity boys. If I had to be honest, a lot of these kids act like fraternity boys, straight fraternity boys. But then there's the 2 gay boys that are completely gay, and then you got some guys
right?
Some guys that have never bottomed in their life, but they're bottoming that day.
Yeah.
It happens every time I'm there, and I think that's why they like me too, is because I douche everybody for them, and I open their holes for them with my dick or the dildo. I'm literally the one who takes the guy to the bathroom. Clean him out.
You're like the hen, the mother hen, right?
Every time. And I'm like, why am I not hired as this assistant for this job? But there's a new assistant every time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could kill this, but I'm not moving to Vegas.
So it's shot out in Vegas. You are called out. One thing I did notice, so they have, it looks like what they do is they get a group of guys, maybe 5 to 7 of them.
Mm-hmm.
They shoot I don't know, 5 to 10 videos, right? And then they change out. They change out the bottom.
Yeah, so you're there for at least a total of almost 7 days.
Okay. And everybody's going to bottom?
No. 2 bottoms are picked out for those 7 days. Those 2 bottoms, maybe 3. They have to alternate those 7 days, and they switch it, and then the scenery switched around, and then the person and the tops are switched around. The whole plot system is switched around. They know what they're doing about trying how to get as much out of it as they can and making everything seem different. Yeah.
I like it. I think obviously it's
working.
It's
my favorite place to shoot for. I love going down there each time. It's like a mini vacation. It's Vegas. Like,
you get to smoke, drink. You get to, right? Okay.
Well, they kind of cut that shit out of
they
all
did?
the videos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, out of the videos, but you get to do it.
Because you used to do it. It was like you had to do it in the videos, but it's just people could not be responsible.
Yeah. I feel like that's it's almost like the Wild West when it comes to shooting. Like,
it worked. These bottoms were taking it, but then it's like they're full of beer and it's coming out the wrong end.
Jesus. Yeah. Okay. Any other studios that I'm gonna see you popping up in when I'm doing research?
I got to the point where I started just filming with people and I don't even know what company it is.
Because, you know, sometimes I because I've worked with you enough, there are times where you're obviously an awesome looking guy, beautiful guy, but because I've had conversations with you, because I've texted, because sometimes if I see you, I'm like, oh, I know him too much. I can't be jerking off to this shit. But
I was just thinking today, I was like, why hasn't Lewis ever just pulled his pants down and let me blow him?
I can't do that.
I was like, he's worked for so many porn guys. Has he not done one thing?
No, I genuinely... I forgot. I had a model.
Yeah.
Well, you just had that issue happen.
That's why I was like, most of these camera guys and shit, I'm like, just get naked. I promise I'll be hard in front of the camera if I just see someone in the corner naked filming me. It's the whole thought, like, being able to see. So, you know what? Yes, I think I've had like where I'm filming, and even though the guy's like so sexy, so hot, there's just something mindset wise that I'm thinking, I'm like, it'd be funny if this camera guy's over here completely nude and just like rubbing his dick, because then I have it in my head that I'm seeing that, and that turns me on more than the guy sucking my dick at the time.
Okay.
It's weird.
Yeah, I had somebody ask me to rub their nipples, and I just can't do it because it's such a separation. Mm-hmm. I've hooked up with models outside. Like, you know, we go to the bar, whatever, and you hang out.
You've seen me fuck too much at this point that you're like...
No, it's just... when you're in the room,
it's a lot different when your boss is around, or
well, I mean, with Treasure Island, they won't I've seen their camera people like lick up cum and shit like that. That's just not.
Where
I'm not doing
when that happens?
I can't. No, I know, but there's a limit. Like, if the guy just jerked off and he left, and you're gonna lick the cum off the table,
they just gotta get some ugly directors.
Well, that's what they have. I don't know a lot of their producers. I was about to say something. I don't even know.
It's like you have Dominic Pacifico, who starts directing now for Kink.com. He told me he just started becoming that. And I'm like, I couldn't sit there and film knowing that my director's right there, like sexy or what. Like, it just start finding some uglier people, maybe. Someone that I'm not just staring at.
One thing I did see the other day, and I know I mentioned it to you already, but it was the scene that you did with Champ Robinson and Chris Knight. And you guys were marital problems, and it was a cuck scene. Yeah. And I wanted to let you know, and I know you probably already do, but your setup or your banter.
It's my banter.
You're really fucking good at that. Like, a lot of people don't do that.
This is why my mom wanted me to do acting. I could literally be an actor. I can just talk my way out of anything. I can
it was
just
quick.
Keep going.
Yeah, like a quick wit almost, you know?
Give
like,
me a whole script, I can do it.
There was no script. I feel like
I know, that's the point. I'm always like, what's my motivation?
Yeah.
Just be a whore.
To your classic Nor dig.
My what?
You said, "Oh, it's the perfect color. It's Nor."
It's Nor.
You said
it's Nor dick. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah. No, we've had some good times. I know we spoke about this the first time we did an interview, but you are responsible for Raw Fuck Clubs or any major studio that was at the time in 2017 for the first FTM scene.
Yeah, you know, here's the funny thing, okay? And I don't think a lot of people understand this, which pisses me off. When OnlyFans started, there was not a lot of people starting with OnlyFans. They were not using it. They didn't know what the fuck it was.
Mm-hmm.
So I was one of the people that was on OnlyFans first. Just like Raw Fuck Cup Channel was one of the first people to start using it. Anyways, I was, besides like Buck Angel, who's a trans person who was in real legit porn, but not on OnlyFans, I was one of the first to film with FTMs and brought them out of that.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, they were non-existent in porn before OnlyFans, okay? And then when I shot that one video with Sid Vincent for my OnlyFans, which literally probably has the most views still from anybody's page because it's like 8 million views.
Yeah.
Which nobody else has on their stuff.
Damn.
It's the only video that I see that has millions.
Yeah.
So it just like after that, it blew up into something that I didn't think it was going to be. And then if you look now on Twitter, you can't go to any state without seeing an FTM being who they want to be and recording and doing everything.
To the point where I did a scene for Treasure Island. They put it in a movie called... You did a scene too.
And I was the one who brought them to them, and I said, look, there's an FTM. And they didn't even film FTMs before that.
They didn't.
No.
They made a movie called Bussy.
And I was one of the ones who said, there's an FTM that I want to film with. Let's do this. I think it would good. Even though it can get like some of the bad reviews. But look where we are now. Yeah. That was when it started.
Yeah. Well, it's they want to do a sequel, and I told them, more controversial or more interesting would be is you just put the scene up online. There's no reason to make another movie. It happened. We're here. We have FTM models working everywhere. People are into it. I remember always having to, like, whenever you met a model, ask them if they'll do an FTM scene.
Yeah.
That was a thing. Now, anybody does them. And that's awesome. That's awesome.
I saw one person post recently about asking someone to film, and that person said, pussy just grosses me the fuck out, but I still think you're hot. So it's like you still get some of that, but I want it very clear that I was the one who was such a huge supporter of them and brought them to the surface.
Yeah,
more
I mean, look,
got them to film, because now it's like I have one person that I do not really talk with that's a trans model, that's an FTM, and it's so odd because I love all trans, but for some reason there is some, as I told you, people going around spreading lies and rumors because they're either jealous or stupid, that I hear from one trans that I give trans a bad name and that I use them as a tool and that they've heard from other trans that I disrespect them. That has never happened. That has never been the case. I have never disrespected one trans person. I'm a huge supporter. I would have never filmed with them and brought them to the light in general.
Yeah, and if anything, I think that I would take that more as that.
That's why I don't even waste my breath on speaking of it, because this one trans person like that I've wanted to film with, just still to this day thinks that, and it's just like, I don't know who you heard that from, but when I ask you for the receipts and you can't show me, then something's wrong. I'm just so need to retire.
The last time we spoke, you had mentioned you wanted to do straight porn.
It's a lot harder because I don't really go to LA, so that's where the straight kind of scenes are, and then like the bi scenes, also kind of Vegas.
Yeah, how is bi? How, like, is that something you would kind of want to do?
I would do any of that. Of course, I'm not getting fucked in the bi scene, but I still want to work with women. I still want to film straight porns. It's just that moment I set that flight to LA, I already know who to set it up with. It's just I haven't gone over to LA. It doesn't happen in New York.
If and when you find yourself in Vegas doing this.
I did shoot with one woman, though.
Yeah? Oh, wait, I remember that. I
shot with one woman.
I was shooting Ilio and AJ, and you were about to shoot a scene with a woman. I remember that. It was in it was election day.
It was, no, not this past one. It was literally when Elio came down, and it was my best friend from Wichita who also did OnlyFans, who was 2 years older than me that I used to hang out with when I was in high school. She came down and we filmed with her. She's also the one having our child.
Cool. Okay. So you just see. Okay.
My baby mama.
So basically, it's gonna be a.
She's my best friend.
It's gonna be a natural conception. You're gonna.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, which is interesting. Fucking her after so long of being good friends.
So wait, she's gonna be a surrogate, but you guys are going to take turns plowing her. Or
it's gonna be me.
Okay, it's gonna be you.
I'm very controlling and adamant about the child coming from my genes.
Okay.
I do not want, like, he's like, well, why don't we do mine? I'm like, that's just not going to, even though it'll be my child, like, it needs to come from my blood. I don't care if we mix it or whatever, but I need my blood or I just don't feel that way.
Okay. Why do you want to be a dad so bad?
I don't know. I guess I'm just so depressed and I hate my life. And I feel like that's the thing that I always think of. And when I see kids or on the street or watch these movies, I'm bawling my eyes out. I don't know, but I think...
That's it's a bit deep, but I don't think that's why.
I think it is. Like, I can't sit... I sit here and I can't figure out... Like, I can be depressing sometimes. And everybody has their own little depression battles that they fight. Mm-hmm. But I think one of mine is the fact that I went into porn and maybe I would have had a different life if I didn't and could have had a kid sooner, because at this moment in my life, all I think about is a kid.
Well, remember, just because we're gay doesn't mean that we don't have that.
But it is a hell of a lot harder, and you do have to have a hell of a lot money to surrogate with someone.
No, I agree with you. I'm talking about our biologically, we want to have kids.
Yes,
I've wanted
which a lot of people think gay guys don't want kids.
No, it's absolutely in there, and you want to do it. It's just, you're right. It isn't easy.
It's about, you need to make sure you're completely stable and fully supported and where you want to be and raising that child. Okay. That's the only thing. I think a lot of people don't do it, because I don't think a lot of porn stars want to have a child right now when they're still doing porn.
Yeah, I think also...
And they can't get out of that porn to do that child because they don't want to stop.
Yeah, I've met a lot of selfish gay people where they only think about themselves. And that's fine.
I want to,
that's a prerogative, but...
I want to raise a child and give him what I've learned in life and have him grow up and carry my name, because I am the male in my family that has my last name of my grandma, my granny, you know?
Yeah.
My sister, if she gets married, she takes that husband's name. So it's me.
Damn, okay.
So it's like either I carry on the name or it doesn't. So, but yeah, I am ready.
I think you're the first person to do the podcast about gay porn shirtless.
Oh, am I? I mean, the recent people you've been doing should remain shirtless.
Remember that thing I did where you stepped on a small guy? It was like a foot fetish thing.
Was it with Nate Stinson?
No, this was when we did the last podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't put it together because the person that wanted me to do it.
No, that podcast came out, though.
No, the podcast, yeah. But
the video.
It was like a short video, 5 minutes, I think, of you getting up and you were going to step on this small guy and you were like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
So the guy that wanted me to put it together has not sent me the sound effects, which is, it's like this whole macro thing, right? Mm-hmm. But I showed that video to my boyfriend. He's like, oh, he has beautiful feet. And I was like, yeah. Do you get into beautiful feet? Do you get into feet?
I've had people book me in Brooklyn to come out and worship my feet for a video of their own.
Okay, so like a custom video.
I get people that want my feet all the time. I do have nice feet. I have my mom's feet.
Yeah, you have very, very nice feet. Mm-hmm. So, any other fetishes that you've encountered or developed over the past year?
No.
That you've just been like, oh, hey, I kind of like this.
No. I've done it all.
Yeah.
Everything is... No, I don't think... I'm trying to think. Is there anything that I do? Nowadays, when I wake up and I'm about to have to film that day, I cancel.
You can't...
That's how it is. I'm like, oh, yeah. God.
What about, like...
I'm trying to... I don't have any fetishes.
All right, so we find ourselves on Twitter more often than not, right? We don't want to be there, but...
What do I look at?
What's the craziest shit you've seen on Twitter? Like that you were like, oh, this is too much even for me at this point.
I feel like I just saw something recently where it just was like... I don't know. I'm so funny on Twitter because I'm ranting a lot lately, more than often. Like, I'll give you a couple of my rants. Like, the whole purple vibrator in your ass.
Oh, yeah. What the hell is that all about?
Supposedly it's a vibrator in your ass that people on the other cam can control and buzz you.
Oh.
I recently did it 2 days ago or 3 days ago. Fake as fuck. Did not happen. So all those videos are extremely fake.
Really? Okay.
So that's like one of my rants. What else?
Do you have a video like that where your legs are up and you're like, oh?
No, I would never even do that because it works. People retweet it, but I love calling out the stupid fake shit like that. And I don't know. But I don't even think like there's things I go to look on Twitter to get off to.
Or just in general, because there are stuff.
It has to be straight porn no matter what that can get me hard.
Yeah, me too.
That's other than that, I masturbate once a day. To nothing.
It's very healthy.
Yeah, to nothing.
Once a day is all right.
Yeah, don't tell my husband that. Oh, shit.
What I want to ask you something, and we can stop there until next time.
Yeah.
But because
if you're
I
still
always
filming,
love talking about you. I'm going to be doing this for
all my scenes. I don't see you.
I know. Kyle and Scum have kind of stolen you for themselves.
Oh God,
but
Scum.
Yeah.
Not Scum. That ain't right. You ain't right.
That's his name.
Oh my God, I have to tell you a show I just watched, okay?
Yeah.
I was scrolling on my website where I watch my free shit, and the show popped up called Turdy Works.
Turdy Works.
Turdy Works. Tirdy. Okay?
Okay.
Obviously, what comes to your mind?
Shit.
This whole show on TV is based off of two lesbians who have started a company out of taking turds and making things out of them. No. I would think the exact same thing, but since I'm fascinated with talking about shit and making jokes, poop jokes all the time, like, I love talking about shit. It's funny, like, to joke about shit.
I love fart noises, but that's
yeah, any of that. Like, I don't
shit.
care if
I
a
don't
poop
know.
joke is hilarious to me. Not scat, not real life shit, none of that. Anyways, this is from... This woman would take turds she'd find from mooses, alpacas, which are animals that eat
so
grass.
animals, not human turds.
No,
okay.
that would be
see, that's
yeah, I just wanted to say it like that. But that's a whole different.
Yeah,
you couldn't even do that.
genre,
You couldn't do that. But when it comes to animals that eat grass and stuff, their turds are perfect circle balls, which she dries them out and then she polishes them with a glazed polish. But it's just so funny. It's the biggest show. Like it's a beautiful story about a small town in Maine, 500 people getting together to help her do her business and watching her get off and skyrocket, all out of turds. So I don't know why I had to tell you that.
Oh my God! Can you imagine? Like,
it was so good.
What if she becomes one of these people that, like, she's so uppity and people are like, oh, look at her walking around like her shit doesn't stink.
That's the thing. Everything is a fucking joke about shit. So there's a point where she's on the camera. Bye, babe. There's a point where she's on the camera. She went like this. She's like, oh, fuck, I forgot there's shit on my finger. Mwah, love you. You know my PayPal.
All right. You are one of the better performers that I've met, especially when it comes to your own brand, right? OnlyFans, just for fans, everything. Like, I can't picture anybody more suited to kind of do pre-production, casting, post. Like, you edit too. You edit your own stuff, right?
Yeah.
What is... I don't even want to say what is the best advice that you would give people, but more so, when people sign up and they think that they're going to be an OnlyFans star, what are they missing?
I think with people, you have to find something that makes you stick out more than other people. I think these days you can't just land into OnlyFans and think you're going to be a huge star. There has to be something that makes you so different from everybody else, which to me, I'm still trying to figure out for myself. But as you said, like, what advice and stuff, just stay to who you are and stay true to yourself and don't get wrapped up in the game, and do not trust everybody to be your friend because you have no idea what they're doing behind your back. It is a tough game. It is a rough game. I don't have any regrets, but if I could go back, I would go a whole different route of my life. And that's just what it is. I'm getting old.
I think that also, you said you haven't found what it is that you do.
That makes me different?
That makes you different. But you have the luxury of having done everything else that you can be like...
I've done it all.
Yeah.
I've literally done it all. That's what the thing is. I think that's why I'm getting tired.
Yeah? When people, before you retire, when people want to find you, like, after this interview, where do they go?
My Twitter is at Seth Knight XXX, and then my Instagram is at Seth Knight XX. Yeah, just use those two. And my OnlyFans is onlyfans.com/Seth Knight XXX, and then justforfans.com/The Knights XXX.
The Knights, so you guys are
If you can remember it, there's too many nights.
I'll flash.
Yeah.
Like the 1-800 numbers. Remember the 1-900 numbers?
Yeah.
I'll flash them.
There's too many nights.
Do you guys all share Just for Fans?
Just the Just for Fans.
Okay.
Yeah. The Knights XXX. We all have our own OnlyFans because we figured it's just a little bit smarter.
Yeah.
Because then you have fan base that doesn't want to apply for me that may want him.
Exactly.
Him.
And and you're competing
against. And it's
against,
just double money, and I don't have to worry about like giving them money.
Cool.
Yep.
Jesus. Okay. I don't know what else to ask you at this point.
I'll next time I see you, 10 years.
Next time I see you, I want to do what I've been talking about for season 3 is doing something a little more interactive.
Yeah.
So anything that you would like to do, I guess beforehand we'll talk about it and we'll set it up and we'll have a boom, somebody recording us. And
I'm also working on starting my own candle line. I forgot.
Really? Okay. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, tell us about it.
I don't know. I was looking to do something positive or something. And this was like something my aunt recommended, was taking all my negative and putting it towards something positive, you know? I was sitting there and I was like buying candles, I guess. And I'm someone who will buy like a whole shit ton of candles and just have them stocked. I'm just obsessed with candles. Yeah. So me and my husbands have actually been working on our own candle line and starting our own candle line and stuff. And I already have the name, but I don't think I'm going to say it yet because I want to make sure it goes through. Mm-hmm. And starting your own candle line is fucking hard.
Yeah.
It is hard getting the scents, the wax to blend, to do it perfectly. Like how much, don't overdo it or your candle smells like shit. The burning time, the wicks, the everything. So we'll see how it goes, but it's still a process.
Is it something you enjoy?
Yeah.
You're enjoying so far?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm very excited. Oh, God, that would be great if...
making a candle?
Yeah. No? Well, it's in 3 months.
Hard.
If you're still like, you're not like, fuck this, I don't want to do this. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
All right. Shit. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening. This is Seth Knight, content creator, international porn star.
Slut.
Whore.
Daddy. Future father.
Future father, yes.
Homeowner.
In Austin, Texas, right?
Yeah.
All right. My name is IK Grande. This is Demystifying Gay Porn. If you watch gay porn, I've definitely helped you get off. And so is he.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cheers.
Bye.